Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, for your Patreon cast of the week of November the 25th, it's going to be Light and Queen here on Gladiator. Bottom left, it's going to be Queen. Top right, it's going to be Light. Two incredible legends facing off on this very, very weird map, Gladiator. There's a center base. There are lots of places to expand to. It's a 4-player map. There are mineral-only expansions at weird places that are hard to defend. We've got high ground, and just a nice place to set your tanks and shell this position. So I don't think we will see Queen expanding to those locations because high ground expansions feature Vespene gas and minerals. And there are a lot of them. Anyway, good stuff. Again, this is a Patreon cast. Those of you who support me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month gets access to this a month before anybody else does. I appreciate your support. And if you're watching this the week of November 25th, 2023, I appreciate ya and love you very much. And if you're watching this in December 2023 or later, maybe even 2024 or 2025, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I am here 6 times a week with Brood War content. I've been here since 2016 with Brood War content. That is a lot of years. So, hatch first in it on this giant 4-player map is Queen. And Steve the SCV scouting out. Barracks coming up. Alright, what's the play? What are we doing here, guys? Probably going to see, obviously, Lings. Can't really do ZVT without Zerglings. At least a couple of them. Although sometimes we do see players go right into Hydra. Try to get Lurkers out. But if you're trying to get up to a 2-base Spire opening, which is likely what Queen is going into here, then you're going to want some Lings to stay alive with, and you don't want to spend any gas on anything else because you want to spend that gas on Mutas when the Spire pops. Hey, nice job, Steve. Scouting in, seeing what's going on. Sees the hatch first. This drone going to fight. Maybe block the expansion attempt a little bit, but a Marine showed up and said, get out of here. You're not welcome in this position, and he's definitely not welcome in this position. Ooh, macro hatch inside the main base from Queen. Indicates probably a Spire opening, and probably a commitment to more than just 5 or 6 Mutalisks. That's what this will tell us. Probably. No guarantees. I have seen sometimes Zerg players get that macro hatch for a ton of Hydras, which is also a very good use of a macro hatch. But either way, you know macro hatches and their power, and how it seems like if you macro hatch, your chances of winning just kind of go up. I'm surprised we don't see macro hatches in every single Zerg game we cast. But, you know, sometimes you have other plans. Maybe you don't want it. Got a little Korean conversation going on out here. Light. Couple words. Queen. Kind of like suspicious eyes. And then he has some Korean to say as well. Yeah, Steve the SCV wants to know, is this going to be a Spire or is this going to be a Hydra Den? Because this fast lair is really not for anything else. And is he going to die is the larger question. The answer is maybe. If he sticks around long enough, there are Lings out. They don't have speed. They're not going to have speed for a minute because that first 100 gas went to the lair. But now there's 100 gas, and now there's 100 minerals, and Metabolic Boost could get started. And there it is, Metabolic Boost. Wonderful. This is an RJB replay. It is a DEF CON 1 folder replay, which just means he sent me the replay over Discord and said, this is insane. This is really good. This must be cast. Don't just throw it in the pile with the rest of the replays that I send you. This one is special, so that's where it is. Pulled it out of the special DEF CON 1 replay folder. It's getting a little crowded in there. I might need something more than DEF CON 1. But that's just how many replays RJB sends me, man. He is just constantly watching replays, analyzing them, learning from them, finding stuff for Falcon to cast. He's the best. Check him out. youtube.com/@RJB_TV. So, yeah, I mean, this is, behold, drones coming in, double gas happening. So far as the Terran goes, it's a second Rax, so he's not going to try to deal with this with Goliath. This is going to be Marines. This is going to be bunkers. This is going to be turrets. Yeah, that's a beautiful little wall set up here from Light. Not really surprised by that, though. Light's not the kind of player to be sloppy about that early game. No siree, no how, and also no way. The white Terran looking kind of shiny here. Red Zerg's always a beautiful color for Zerg. EB always comments when there's a red Zerg. And Overlord scouting for a proxy starport, maybe? We don't know what's going on inside this base until Mutalisks fly in. But yeah, just 4 racks. We've got +1 attack on the way. We've got Stim on the way. Medics on the way. Ah, such a great place to be in a ZVT. Just this calm before the storm. The Terran music banging in our ears. SCV gets saved by his Marine buddies. So nice. So nice those guys are. And it is. Behold, 9 mutas. He saved up the larva. 3-3-3. And the supply. So he could go bam, bam, bam. 9 mutas starting at 6 minutes. Let's rock. Now, is he going to get a... Oh, 10. Yep, he wants 11 for the 11 stack. Is he going to get a +1 flyer attack or a +1 flyer carapace? Possibly. We'll watch that production tab, try to see if it happens. Overlord pokes in, checks the missile turret count, 2. With a bunker to support. There's nothing inside that bunker, but easily could be filled with Marines at a moment's notice. And yeah, this is, see, the macro hatch told Light too. Said, you probably want more turrets than this. Although, I keep waiting for him to build a third one. He really only has 2 in the main. Okay, a third one is firing up. These mutas, they're to defend the third base. Here goes nothing. Yep, he really would like to harass the... Oh my gosh, he just lost a muta for nothing. That was a bit of a sloppy engagement there. Muta stacking is difficult, man. It is. It's very difficult. He's not getting a +1 attack or armor for these mutas, which means he's not going too heavy into it. He is working on lurker aspect. That is a scan. It's kind of a scan to try to catch these mutas. And once again, not able to get in there and actually get a hit off. Oh my gosh, the groups of Marines though. So this group gets wiped out. Most of the Lings die. This group needs to go. He's worried about being stuck on this ramp. Because when you're spread like this, everybody can fire. But when you're kind of single file going down a ramp, you can't all fire. So that's why he's not just marching down there, because it will put him in a very vulnerable position. More mutas coming in. I mean, he's replacing the mutas that die, but he's not necessarily considering them a long-term investment here with +1 attack or +1 armor and really trying to just muta kill Light. Oh, hang on. He's taking his chance. He's going. Look at this. See, you got to go single file, which makes you so vulnerable. And all right, now he's in a pretty good spot. Are there enough Lings and mutas to wipe this group out? Yes, there are. So I had to wait for enough Lings to show up. And everything dies. So very well executed by Queen. He maybe lost a couple extra mutas he didn't need to lose, but I think that's fine. Keeping your third base alive. No one's really going to complain about that, right? Queen's Nest, probably going to go into a hive next, or heck, we might see some Queens. Again, if it's an RJB DEFCON 1 replay, that means something about it is special. Maybe we see something we don't see very much, like Queens with Ensnare, but nope. Just going into hive, no Queens in production. No sign of Ensnare being researched. Evolution Chamber for upgrades here. Lurkers coming in. He does like replacing mutas. He really wants to have that 11 stack. But not... Again, it's not enough of a commitment to these mutas that he is giving them any attack or armor upgrades. I don't quite understand it. Don't know where he's coming from on this. This is the most mutas I've seen made without upgrades in a while. Alright, so it is SK Terran, right? +1 attack on these guys, working on +1 armor. Irradiates on the way. Science vessels in production. The Terran is Producing, always producing. Producing supply depots, producing tech structures, making stuff out of his starports. Never stop making stuff. Scourge to deal with the science vessels. He knows the timing on that. Lurkers are out. Lings are out. Lurkers now pretty good. Lurkers with Dark Swarm. Abjectly terrifying. See? Lurkers on the run. Science vessel trying to buy some time for those lurkers to be on the run. Once again, 11. Defiler Mound coming up back home for the Zerg. Loses a Muta. Is he going to replace this one? Oh, oh, that is a sick instantaneous split, man. Oh, but a Science Vessel dies. But the Mutaflock is down to 6 after the Irradiates. And oh, that was not a good flying angle. Okay, I think we might be done with Mutas. He's going to keep these Mutas alive because he's going to be trying to plague the Science Vessels. And a single Muta flying into a bunch of plague Science Vessels is like a kid in a candy store. But yeah, I don't think he's going to make any more Mutas until these ones are wiped out, if they are wiped out. Maybe keeping them safe. This one's got 11 HP. Going to be hard to do that. Consume and Adrenal getting started for our Zerg player Queen. 4th base timing should be around now, which is why these Marines are looking at traditional 4th base locations for the Zerg on this map with that spawn location. Lurker's got a couple kills. I guess he jumped on this and got something done, but nothing crazy game-changing. 114 to 83 supply in favor of Light here is pretty impressive. Light doesn't have a problem taking this base, I would say. He does need a ton of minerals. Oh, free Scourge. Slop! Sloppy, sloppy Queen. Come on, Queen. We're better than that. We can't just fly the Scourge blindly across the map. Yeah, he knows. This high ground position is so hard to break, though. It's like, I gotta get in here and try to get some damage done before Dark Swarm starts showing up. Because once that arrives, we are all in a lot of trouble. Look at the 0-0 Adrenalings. One of my favorite things in the current meta of ZVT is the 0-0 Adrenaling. Makes me laugh so hard. All right, Macro Hatch is coming in, but no sign of a 4th base yet. I think he wants to get Dark Swarm up, which he has because he has Consume. So, like, bam, there you go. And a retreat. See? He was going to try to kill those lurkers. My gosh, Scourge dying. He was going to try to concave and kill those lurks, and a Dark Swarm popped up, and he's like, all right, cool. That's it. We're done. Bye. Need more Science Vessels. We're producing more of those, obviously. And any sign of a 4th. Yes, this drone is a 4th hatchery. It doesn't look like one right now, but it is. He has enough money for a 4th, too. Uh-oh. Scan indicates Terran army incoming. Quick, Dark Swarm. Just pop it. Well, maybe he doesn't need to. The 3 lurkers are somewhat scary enough. Oh, he stacks them. Oh, he stacks them so they can't be targeted individually. They have to be targeted one at a time. And a Dark Swarm pops up. And a Science Vessel gets sniped. All right, so that makes up for some of the Scourge losses we saw. That was pretty fantastic. Getting a Science Vessel is definitely a win for a Zerg player, but you want more than that if you're going to win this game. Plague coming in, finally working on upgrades for the Zerglings, and maybe Ultras? I don't know. I haven't seen an Ultraless Cavern come through this production tab, and there does not seem to be one. As far, yeah, there we go. Terran taking that mineral base. He's cool with it. There are fewer things that can screw with him than for a Zerg player, and Terran doesn't need gas as much when they're doing this SK Terran strategery anyway. And Ultraless Cavern starts up as soon as I say there's not one. There we go. Starts firing an Ultraless Cavern up. This... yeah, that's a 5 lurker stack. That's a lot of lurkers. And you can't just irradiate them all, wait for them to die, and then dash in there. Muta stack with an Overlord on top of it, too. So he's going to use the Irradiate energy. Oh, one Irradiate to kill a Scourge. All right, Defensive Matrix Marine. Run past. No, the Dark Swarm is up. He made it through, though. Rambo. Die, Zerg, die. He thought he was invincible, but then the shield wore off. Chitin splitting, getting started. Really no surprises from Light. He's got a 4th base up here at the 12 o'clock. That is some hot stuff. 4 base to 4 base. More scanning, trying to see what's going on. Caught a whiff of the Ultraless Cavern and said, uh-oh. Oops, Science Vessel snipe. The longer this game goes on, the better the Zerg player is going to be against this. with Ultras, with Plague, with Dark Swarm, with Scourge, with Lurkers, right? With Adrenalings, with upgrades, all of this stuff is how you handle SK Terrans. So you gotta cripple the Zerg first if you're SK Terraning. You have to start killing bases now, because the longer the game goes on, the worse it is for you. Love a drop. Love a good drop. Yes, one sunken. Oh, stopping all the mining here. One sunken, not enough. This Firebat just charged headlong into a sunken by himself. Had a pretty bad time with it. Firebat, Dark Swarm. Yeah, Firebat dead. Marines useless. We're out. Everybody dies. Oh. Alright, well, drones come back. A couple drones died. Most of them evac'd out there, though. Worker count is still 57 for Queen. Probably wants to get into the 60-65 range. Ooh, a little boxer maneuver reaction attempted here at the 4th. Scourge connect. Oh, nice. Scourge connects. Both science vessels die. That was sick. Scourge chasing. Good micro. No connections there, my friend. Absolutely not. Defilers irradiated, exploding thanks to the irradiation. For Ultras in production, they have Chitinous Plating. They have +1 ground armor. Anabolic Synthesis coming in for those big boys now, too. But, oh my gosh, another base down here. So light, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. Zerg player on 4. This is a macro lesson here from Queen. That's a lot of, or from Light rather, not from Queen. Scans in here to see what we're dealing with. Pokes in, sees no Scourge, wanders in deeper than you would otherwise, irradiates a couple units. Gets another drop going up here at the 3rd base. You haven't replaced the Sunkens, but there is a Lurker here. Look at this positioning too. Zerg Wings have a hard time with it, but they've got Adrenal now, so they don't actually win that battle. It's a 3-kill Marine. These guys all die, but the dudes up here are just like, bring it. Bring it now. The pressure on the front. Dude, Light. Light is playing this extremely well. Medicine after note on the way. Ultra's jumping on top of the Marines. No real micro to speak of, and all these Marines are going to die as a result. Ling Ultra very strong. Trying to do a bit of a Ling attack into this 3rd base of Light. It's the mineral-only base. The reaction time from Light is negative. My gosh, dude. Okay. Finally gets in there, figures it out. A couple SCVs die. Lings maybe make a run up to a double bunker 12 o'clock. Ah, with medics holding position on the ramp, too. That's great. This Firebat, woo, very brave standing alone there. He doesn't die. Lings and Ultras into the 5th base, though, in the bottom right, and Queen is trying to be in all places at once. Kind of working out for him. With those bunkers empty, that makes this a lot easier, but I still think it would have gone down. All right, worker count 53. It's 44 for the Zerg. Some of the irradiate play here, some of this drop here at the 3rd base has been problematic for the income, too. That science vessel is dead. Bam! Nice target firing there. Irradiated Overlord. I don't know why there are medics down here, but that is not the place for you, ladies. This is also going to be a win for Queen. Yeah, if Queen's trying to win this game, he needs to do it just kind of piecemeal, right? Bit by bit. Win a battle here, win a battle there, wipe out a base there, defend a base here. Lose a bunch of Scourge for no reason, because you're not necessarily, actually not at all, taking care of them. Yeah, the Ultras are at 2-4 upgrades and 3-3 for these Marines, but this is the problem with SK Terran, is they do so little damage so frequently, the armor comes into play every shot. And that's a lot of armor, and it negates most of the damage of these Marines, even with +3 attack. Yeah, look at, I mean, with the Adrenalings in the mix too, just that is the almost the best synergy in all of Zerg is Ling Ultra. Although I guess it's kind of Dark Swarm with anything ground for Zerg is also good. Irradiated Defiler helping to kill some of these plagued units, but also a lot of Lings dying on the Irradiate there too. Not ideal. This game is crazy. You can definitely see why RJB DEFCON won this thing. Okay, Queen. He's just kind of larvaing it today, isn't he? He's just kind of sending units across the map, and if they die, they die. If they kill stuff, they kill stuff. I'm not going to babysit every group of units I send across the map, it detracts from my ability to macro, as he has taken his own 5th base down here at about the 630 position. So he's climbing back into this game. Still not 65 workers, which is where it gets really scary. But saturating this base should get him up there. He's at 57 right now. More Scourge in production. Irradiated Ultralisk wants to die alone, thank you. He doesn't want anyone to see him explode into a giant mess of bloody miasma. All right, big Ultra. Ooh, Dark Swarm attack at this 3rd base. There is and a Plague, too, but he plagued his own Ultralisk. Yeah, that's not good. Just get out of the Dark Swarm. Drag the Ultras out of the Dark Swarm. That's what you gotta do. Left side 6th base attempt. I don't know if that's going to work out for Queen, and still, oh, the lurkers are gone from this 4th base. Light pounces on it. He recognizes a weakness when he sees it. These drones are dying. This is really bad news for Queen. Oh, his worker count down sub 50 now. That is a lot of drone death, and the 3rd base of Light survives the attack because the Ultras are not staying inside the Dark Swarm, and it wore off anyway. The 4th hatchery dies. The 4th extractor dies. A bunch of drones die. The Overlord could be dead as well. The fire bat count is hefty enough that these Ling attacks alone are just not getting a lot done. Light doesn't really feel like engaging into Dark Swarm at the moment. He's going to pull back, heal up, bait the Zerg player to come out of there. Once again, just full sending Lings and Ultras across the map. Seeing what you can do. If the Ultras are too close to the Lings and that's killing the Lings, I'm not microing that particularly right now. So not a big deal. 152 to 117 supply. I'd like to see a little bit more of individual micro from Queen's units in this game, but we've seen Larva win plenty of games not really worrying about that, you know? That said, being down this much supply at this stage of the game does not bode well, and just nothing protecting this 6th base over at the 9 o'clock either. Ultra does come in, but it's already been too injured to really get much done there. Another hatchery dies. Good gravy. Light trying to slam the door on this, catches a Plague. There's a Dark Swarm at the top of this ramp, and oh gosh. Now, while everyone's distracted, the Scourge are going to go science vessel hunting. One of them have been plagued, but pulling back just enough to stay alive. And yeah, this whole group gets wiped out. Including the medics, which are they're gas, man. Gas is not cheap. Replacing them, I guess he's got a 1,300 gas bank, so maybe it's not as big of a much big of a deal. But yeah, this base dead, this base dead. Light is looking all sorts of good right now. The 2 Mutalisks. Hey, they're back. That one's back up to full health. Good job, him. Let's see. What base is vulnerable? This one's extremely vulnerable. No Nidus, handful of Lings, and a couple Sunkens. That's why Queen has to engage with this here, because otherwise there's nothing keeping this base from dying other than these dudes. Nice little attempt to surround and trap the Terran forces so they can't retreat out of the Dark Swarm. It doesn't really work. Some of them slip through. This 4th base is going to die again. You know what? This feels like one of those games where the Terran player is snowballing, right? Did he box a maneuver there? We're gonna rewind and see, because I think Light just took a stranglehold on this game. Did I go too far back? Probably. Let's speed it up just a little bit. Yeah, this group makes a move to try to wipe this base out, but bunkers being repaired. Gotta run through these guys first. Oh, Queen is taking a bottom right base, though, to replace the one that died at that 9 o'clock position. Early and often irradiates. That's a dead science vessel for no reason. Just overextending from Light here, but his macro, he just Never stops. And then, yeah, okay. Yes, this happened. 48 drones. No burrow has been researched. All right. Okay. My gosh. Oh, burrow was researched. He just wasn't paying enough attention to burrow his dudes. Down to 36 workers. Both science vessels die. We saw that. But then the attack up this way is getting some level of success, but also kind of not really. Especially with the Dark Swarm. And then, yeah, Light, he's doing a better job of microing his units out of bad positions compared to what Queen is doing. He goes all the way back up this ramp. Are there reinforcements he can reconnect with from anywhere? Where's the next big group? Those are SCVs. That's not Marines at all. This group. You guys need to move, guys. You gotta move out. SK Terran's about mobility. Your units are fast. They can get places quickly. They can intercept Zerg attacks that are mounting very quickly, too. There you go. Catch the Zerg at a weird angle. Force them to pop. There you go. Pop a Dark Swarm. Irradiate their Defiler. And you're up 154 to 97 supply. Did I say 97? What I meant was 97. I was going to wait for that Ultra to die and then be like, haha. But no. That's not how that worked at all. Yeah, this just feels like a fantastic Light win. Incorporating drops. Expanding early and often. Queen sacrificing a lot of Scourge for just no reason. Light not bothering to lift its command center until it's at 200 HP and on fire. And this bottom right base of Queen's is forfeit. Queen can't really do anything about it because he's worried about this massive attack. Yeah, this is irradiation, sunkens, plagues on everything. Fare thee well. I mean, the irradiated Ultralisk, you're getting some work done. Queen might be able to clean this up, but that bottom right base is dying. We can see it on the minimap. There's no Zerg to save it at all. The hatch is dead. The extractor is dead. The science vessel count, considering the number have died, this is a pretty impressive 10 SV count here. He's swinging back in, radiating every Defiler he sees. Might as well get an Overlord, I don't know, for supply purposes. Look at this. Light's taking another mineral-heavy base here down towards the bottom right. He owns this portion of the map now. 150 to 81 supply is never going to do anything to anyone. More boxer maneuvering, just irradiating the guys on the gas. Yeah, there you go. Queen gets a burrow out this time, but the irradiates caught 3 of the drones initially anyway. And forcing the burrow alone is just lost mining time, and he's going for another eraser maneuver. The burrow is right on top of it this time, though, and he's like, you can't stay down there forever. Can ya? Oh, dude. Oops, science vessel's getting connections, though. Yeah, science vessel unburrowed. The drones immediately put them to work. We need that money, but it's 52 to 35 workers in favor of Light, and this is just Queen falling apart here. He's rebuilt the 9 o'clock base. His 4th base was never reestablished. His bottom right 6th base never coming back either. He scans in, sees this base, sees what's going on with this base. Yeah, man. It's double the supply right now for Light versus Queen at 27 minutes. Just not the kind of stuff that you can just easily come back from. Yeah, this group of Lings, they killed a Marine for all of those Zerglings. That's a horrendous trade. And yeah, you're kind of making bad trades as a Zerg player constantly in this matchup anyway because you can't help it. But it doesn't have to be that bad. Especially if your bases keep getting sniped. Oh, burrowing trap, dark, swarm, plague, okay. That was great, but this 9 o'clock base is dying. The base down here at the 630 is dead. Drone count 27 is not gonna do it, and that's it. GG, Queen taps out, and Light is our winner. in 28 minutes and 22 seconds. Wow. That was amazing. That was a truly fantastic ZVT for your Patreon cast of the week here. And Light just making SK Terran look like the best strategy you could ever use against Zerg. Even in a 28-minute game. Right? Like we've talked about this. Sometimes the later the game goes on, the easier it is for the Zerg player to win against SK Terran. They have all of the tools in their toolbox. They're all available. It takes a minute for them to show up, but they do. But this time it was just enough base denial, enough dropping to kill drones and lose mining time. He could afford to lose a couple bases, and he did. He lost a couple bases, but reestablished them, kept expanding, kept the pressure up, killed so many hatcheries today. I mean, the number of hatcheries, at least this one once, this one twice, I think, that one twice, this one once. It just all adds up in the long run. Killing hatcheries is how you kill a Zerg player in a long macro game if you're a Terran or a Protoss, to be honest. So, excellent work here from Light. And nothing special about it. He just incorporated drops more than we see from SK Terran most of the time in these games, and I think that's a big part of it. I really do. If the Zerg player is going Ling Ultra, yeah, drops are going to be more effective. The Scourge are going to be hunting science vessels. They should be on the lookout for drop ships. But I don't know. Don't know. Maybe you should have been looking out for drop ships instead of trying to kill science vessels, but that is a Sophie's choice. All right. Well done, Light. That was awesome. Boop. Hit that like button. All right. So 216,000 points to 223 here. Light winning there, outproducing the Terran player, but getting out-killed by the Terran player. That's not a good deal. 15 Zerg buildings were raised as opposed to 5, and outspending the Terran player by about 5,000 resources, a little bit more, in a 30-minute game is not enough. Not enough. Okay, well, that was very fun. That was a beautifully fantastic display of how to play SK Terran versus Zerg, and a great Zerg player from Queen. So hats off to him, and that's going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.